Good morning. How are you? It's still morning. 10:52 here. So, what's going on today? Let's start with what I write down here. Oh yeah, the Trump's kid Barron is going to be a representative to the Republican National Committee from Florida. That ought to be pretty good. I wonder if he knows what Trump did to his mother when she had the affair. I wonder if she can prove if he can prove Trump's his father. That's another good story. I'm sure that'll come up down the road someplace along the line when people decide to get really disgusting as the campaign nears its end. Um, what else is? Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene. You watch people commit political suicide or just public humiliation on a regular basis and expect that and think that's wonderful because her name's in the newspaper. That's Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't know what's going to happen with her. I really don't. It's just it's a sad story. It really is. One that I'm not that overly familiar with, but I don't know how she got elected. Marjorie Taylor, Stormy Daniels is in fighting with Trump's lawyers in the cross-examination now. Biden's threat to halt weapons delivery sparks anger and infighting amongst Israel officials. I really like to know who's in favor of what they're doing and who isn't. If it's just what we refer to as hawks, people that like to be very aggressive in their thinking and whatnot, or is it the general populace that thinks they're doing the right thing by invading, by not invading, but by going into Gaza and killing civilians and what have you? Doesn't seem to me like it would be a really good thing to do, but I don't know. I've never been in favor of Israel's government. I have a lot of Jewish friends, and I see nothing wrong with Jewish people. I just think that their government policies suck. They're very militaristic, and I've never seen them really. And I think it's on both sides over there. I guess it's history. I've said this before. The history is over there that these two people have hated each other. The Arabs hate each other. Everybody hates everybody over there. There's not been a lot of what you would call 100%, 100% peace over there. There's been deals here and there, like Israel and Egypt used to fight all the time. Now it's sort of quiet. Why? Are they quiet, or are they still? Is everything now being done by the intelligence agencies in the background, as opposed to an out-and-out war, clandestine assassinations and stuff like that? Is that what's going on? I have no idea. And then you have, let's see, RFK Jr. had worms in his brain. Okay. So then CNN gets Dr. Gupta to say you shouldn't eat this, and it's pork, undercooked pork. Now, when I was growing up, that's what you were taught. Pork had a worm in it. I don't know if it was a brain worm. I always thought it was tapeworms. And you weren't supposed to eat it raw or rare. You had to have it burned, okay, basically. Then they came around saying pork is all right now. You can cook it medium. You don't cook it rare, but you can cook it medium rare, something like that. Be okay. And now they're going back and saying that it's dangerous again. Well, I think they need to figure out what's going on, and I think they need to figure out. And they need to figure out who's right with this, because it's like everything else, Eggs are bad for you one year, next year eggs are okay for you. You can have two, you can have a dozen. It's all the same thing, It's all just the same thing. I'm not sure if it is or if it isn't, but it's one of those things when you're dealing with history and you're dealing with the morons that are out there, not morons, but the people that are talking about history or talking about uh, health issues and whatnot. If you don't put a empirical decision on it, it comes out as bullshit because the next month things are going to change because it's opinions. It's not empirical reckoning. Now, if they say it is, and then it takes a turn for the worse, you know, the next thing you know, it's bad for you. Well, what's the reasoning behind that? You know, is the science not reliable? Are the people that are doing this not reliable? I don't know. I'm just an old fat guy, doesn't know much, you know. I just don't really understand it all. And I've said this to other people, you know, we're talking, it says, you know, you're not supposed to eat eggs. I said, well, it just said you can eat, can eat eggs, you know. They changed their opinion. Now, for years now, a good over 10 years, pork has been all right to eat. I eat a lot of pork because I don't eat steak. Because red meat is bad for me. I have a lot of high cholesterol and whatnot. And pork is good and chicken is good, you know. And I eat a lot of chicken, but then I also we get a lot of pork because it's cheap meat down here. It's good meat down here, you know. My wife cooks it really well, so, you know, I get confused sometimes. But yeah, that's RFK, you know. RFK having worms eating in his brain isn't really something I want to admit to, I don't think. If you want to be president of the United States, you know. I have worms in my brain. Okay. Well, I guess it's better than having crabs, you know. Who knows, though, you know. Oh, gosh. So, let's see, what else is going on? Yeah, that looks like it might be it for today. Today's Thursday, right? Wow. Let's go over. Oh, I just lost the page I was going to do. I'm sorry. That I was going to look at. I told you about Marjorie Taylor Greene. When she went to do that vote on Jordan, she was actually booed that day. I mean, she doesn't understand something. She has no real support. Are there people that agree with her? Yes, but they're not going to vote with her. Why is that? Because they don't trust her. She's not an honest person. She's not a. She doesn't come across as an overly sane individual, or that's maybe sane is the wrong term to use. Stable individual. Trump has got so much court stuff going on. I don't know where he's getting his money from. And the people are gonna, the people that are supporting him are gonna start getting mad. You know, I mean, it's Republicans. You know, they say some major Republicans are leaving Trump. They're not leaving the Republican Party. They're just leaving that man because they don't think he's represents what they want in the world. I don't think sending kill teams to Mexico is not a winning proposition. Invading Mexico is if it could be done, it would have been done already. There's other. You get involved in things like logistics and what other people think about. When we went to war in Iraq in Desert Storm. When we went to war with Desert Storm right after 9/11 and everything like that, we had a very strong coalition of the countries that were around there involved in it because they didn't like this guy. As it turned out, they should have left him in there because he would have balanced Iran out. But now, you know, it's hindsight. You get rid of bad people and you end up with worse people. You know, what's going on? I'm reading I'm reading news stories that have just been updated and whatnot, and I don't see anything really spectacular going on. Uh, Biden is saying the economy is doing well. Yes, it is, but the economy changes in a heartbeat. And what do you call the economy? What do you base the economy on? I base the economy on whether or not I can afford to pay my rent, my food, my entertainment, and have a little left over. Okay? If I have that, then the economy's good. If I don't have that, then the economy's not doing that well. You know, I mean, it's just the way it is. It's not necessarily how much money you make in the job; it's how much everything costs. And you know, economics is such that if you're getting raises, where's that company going to make up the difference from? They're going to make up the difference uh, by raising prices, and that's called inflation. You know, I mean, that's just. I don't think people under it's not as there are a lot of other issues involved in it that make it and they make it extremely complicated. But that's basically what it is. When you want more money to spend, you're going to have to spend more money. That's economics 101. They're not going to give you raises and everything like that and not get the money from someplace. All right? You know? Oh, what's this? The COVID vaccine that I got is now being withdrawn because low demand. Wow. You know, when you stop doing something, taking medicine or something, shit happens, and it's never a good thing. You know. I think you can see the end of cable companies coming up in the United States. I'm not so sure down here, because one of our cable companies just got fiber optics. So, you know, who knows? All right, that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be it for me today. Yeah, that's about it for me. I can't find anything else to talk about. Uh, but we'll see. You know. Uh, I'm leaving soon to go to the doctor to have all my stitches taken out, and then we're going to do some food shopping. So I doubt if anything does happen, I'll be around till maybe if it does and I see it tonight, I'll come back on. But you know me, probably not. All right. So everybody have a good day. See you tomorrow.